Alright, we're going to skip the vlog altogether today. I'm just going to jump right into the review of my new little product I got. The Edge CTS 2 monitor. Okay, so mine's a 2012, and from what I understand with this CTS2 is it works with, I think it works with anything with a 96 and newer with an OBD2 input on the vehicle. So it's pretty dang cool. It's not necessarily vehicle specific from what I understand. It's got several different layouts. Let's see. You have a menu, comes up from the bottom. You hit layout. Choose different backgrounds, which, I don't know. The backgrounds, they're alright, but one thing I noticed with some of these, this last couple days I've been using this, like that flame one, like it's cool or whatever, but when you have all your gauges up and things moving, that's just so busy in the background that it's not that easy to just glance over and see what you're looking at. So I've found that, yeah, see, it's got several different colors. I found that one, just a plain basic background, is what I've been using. Obviously it's touchscreen. It senses ambient light through a sensor right here, so it kind of brightens and darkens as needed. I've just been using this layout. Once again, I don't have my EGT probe in, but I am running 37-inch tires, so I've had to do my corrected speedometer because my basic speedometer is off by like 14 or 15%. It's huge. This I've got to figure out because that's false. So I'm not really sure what that's all about because I've changed my tire size. So I don't know why this. I would love to be getting 43 miles a gallon, but I know better than that. But yeah, you can set several different parameters. I think they said there was like 22 different parameters with it that you can set. Of course, you can set the alerts. Here's your performance settings. However, like I said, I don't have any tuner matched up with this, so it doesn't give you that option, but it sounds like you can lay out just about, or you can connect just about any kind of tuner with it. Your diagnostics, which is kind of cool. It doesn't only give you the code, but from what I understand, it'll also tell you what the code means. Mileage coach, I don't know, kind of cool. Started doing that. Punch in your cost of fuel, like per gallon, how much you filled up, I guess, and then it computes how much per mile it costs to drive. Maintenance manager, oil changes, tranny flush, that kind of stuff, I guess. Performance testing, I don't know, I don't do any of that crap, but you can if you need to. Records, 0 to 60, boost. Once again, I don't drive. I drive like a grandpa, so I'll never use really any of this, but it's there if you need to use it. Once again, it came with this kind of chintzy little window, like mirror suction or window suction cup. It's kind of cheap, chintzy looking, but it's better than nothing. I'm gonna order me one of the pods for the pillar, so it's nice and clean, and that you don't have this crap hanging out, and it just makes it nice and clean. Real easy to install though. You just plug it into the OBD2 port, and it's done. Notifications, I don't know, not had to use any of that yet. Let's see, come on. The screen is somewhat not responsive. I mean, if you don't, it'll beep no matter where you touch on the screen. Like, see, it beeped, but I didn't apparently contact with the home button. Oh, there it goes. So yeah, it'll beep no matter where you touch it, so you think it connected, but it doesn't sometimes. That's kind of frustrating, but overall, I've liked it. It's been nice. Once again, I'm using mine. I'm trying to get to something that I can be helpful and show you. I've been using mine just for the gauges, the here and there that I pull or whatever. And so like on this screen, if you want to change, say, trip meter to something else, okay. See what I mean? It's only responsive about half the time. Select new PID, and then you can kind of go through it all. Some of them are kind of silly. You have torque and horsepower. That's stupid. So out of the 22 parameters, it'll read its, I don't know, a lot of it regen status. Hell, I mean, if you've got this on your truck, chances are you're deleted anyway. But the percent grade, that one doesn't work for nothing. The horsepower, the torque thing, that doesn't really seem to work that well either. Fuel rail pressure is pretty cool. G-force, that's kind of worthless to me. Probably worthless to just about anybody, but I don't know. Maybe you're into it. The corrected speed's cool. DPF pressure doesn't do any good for me. Engine load, some of that stuff's just not really that necessary, but it does have it in case it's something you want. I've got it set up just in the format that kind of works the best for me. Once again, this is a joke. I don't know. I just put that on there because I had nothing else to put in that spot. But let's see. So you can actually set up 2 different gauge screens. One of them, this is kind of cool. You can have 8 different parameters displayed, which, as you can probably see here, if you had the flames in the background, it's kind of difficult to see this with all that going on behind it. So I just prefer the kind of the standard blank layout for the background. But you can import your own pictures too. So if you connect it to your laptop or whatever, you can import, you know, your family or your truck, whatever you want, you can put back there. But once again, I think you'll run into the same issue. It's just too busy. Anyway, you know, your intake temp, your tranny temps, it's got a bunch of useful parameters, and then you can just cycle it back to that screen. So it's kind of cool. Let's see if I can show you. So you can change those 2 screens there, and there you go. That's what I've got. You can have the digital one there, kind of a retro gauge set up there. That's my second screen, is that one there. You can have the accelerometer screen, so it shows your pitch and roll and your G-force, which, I don't know, once again, it's kind of worthless. And then switches, and you have digital gauges up there and switches. So if you have, I'm assuming that's if you have nitrous or, I don't know, water, methanol, whatever, you can control it here with these switches. But yeah, so it's cool. Here, we'll do a little driving so you can kind of see it. I've got to figure out that mileage thing though, because that's wrong. Like I said, it'd be awesome if it wasn't, but yeah, it gives you your which gear you're in for your autos, and when your torque converter's locked and when it's not. It's a hell of a lot cheaper than doing the just your analog gauges with a pod. I mean, I looked at that at $500, and I'm not doing that. I did that once upon a time back before all this stuff was around. I did that back in a 97 Ford I had in 2002. So yeah, none of this Edge stuff was around back then, so that's kind of all we had. And hell, I only paid about $250 for a set. They've gone crazy now, but so anyway, the corrected speed's pretty cool. That's one feature I really like about it, because I mean, I always kind of had an idea of where I was at on my speed, but it's kind of nice to have it right there. A lot of it's novelty use, but the one thing I will tell you that I don't love about it, and you might be able to see it in this video, is the screen. It's a plastic screen, and it's an anti-glare screen, so it's kind of a matte finish. And I've never liked that. I've got a GPS unit that's similar in size that I use, and it's got a glossy screen, and I much prefer that. I don't see glare being an issue with it at all. Maybe a touch, but hell, I still get glare off this. So, but the terrible thing is, you'll sometimes get it like right there. You'll get the sunlight. It'll come in on it, and it makes it look like it's hazy and foggy. So, it's a neat monitor for what you get. It displays a lot of the necessary, parameters that you're going to want with your truck. But I know it retails about $500. I don't know. I don't think it's worth that, but I didn't pay even half that for it, and I got it, like I said, brand new with a EGT probe. But I definitely think it's worth what I paid for it. It's doing what I need it to do as far as monitor some of my basic stuff. Once again, EGT will be up as soon as I get my probe put in. which is all I really needed it for, because I'm not doing the performance thing. So maybe somebody input that uses it for performance use and either truck pulls or races with it. And yeah, put in your input. Tell me what you think. What you think what you think of the CTS2. I think all around it's a pretty cool thing. I don't think it's worth $500 again, but it's definitely worth a good. If you get it for a good deal, I think it's worth it. So yeah, put in your input in the comments if you use it for performance use, and tell me what you think. And as always, drop me a like and subscribe to my channel.